Hello, hi, welcome to Wonder Slut. I'm here with Wren Morrow. She is lovely. We are live on TikTok. TikTok, look at how cute she is. Okay, Wren, thank you so much for being here with me. Do you want to just introduce yourself however you feel the need?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I am a lot of things, but I primarily a outdoor boudoir and erotic adventure photographer. So I lead individuals and couples through deeply embodied experiences in wild places with a lot of fantasy and sexiness, and it's a really great time.
I love that so much. I just got chills all over my body. I don't know how I didn't know that you did that. Okay, what else do you do? Because I don't feel like that was one of the things that you told me. What else?
Oh, I mean, I do interior design things. Been doing some smaller projects. That's like a more recent thing, and I do some writing as
Okay,
well.
okay.
But yeah,
Okay, I have so many questions. So you lead couples through erotic. How did you outdoor?
erotic adventures.
Okay, okay. And are you videoing them? You're taking pictures? Okay. So you have like an
Mhm.
actual camera that you use. You're all bougie with your.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Okay.
yes. I
So
have a proper camera. I have done some video for people as well, but I'm mostly a photographer.
okay. So what are the reasons behind why someone would seek you out?
Oh my goodness. I think mostly just to have a good time. It's an experience. It's like I think for well, I guess that's true either way. Definitely when it's couples, I feel like it is like a really elaborate date night. You know, it's like if you're going to have a romantic getaway, but then just like up the spice level a lot. I think that one of the first couples I ever photographed, they reached out to me in probably October, and I live in the Pacific Northwest where the winters are historically like pretty difficult and gloomy and gray. And they were like, we are looking for something to like look forward to in the winter to keep us like, have a little a tantalizing treat. And so that process just ended up looking like I just try to talk with them about, who they are as a couple, like the moments that have really brought them together, how they would describe their brands, like if they were a brand or if they were in some sort of movie, and then create scenes for them to move through so that we've like captured them as a couple. And oftentimes they we're paying thousands of dollars for this experience, so we don't want all of the photos to have to be R-rated. um, so kind of starting in a really like natural progression of, okay, we're going to be outside, we're playing, we're fully clothed, and then just like moving through these scenes, getting sexier and sexier. And oftentimes it's like we rented a cabin where there's like access to outdoors because I think I'm really known for taking photos of people outside. And so it's like a blend of indoor, outdoor. Yeah.
Okay, well, I feel like I need you. I was going to do some boudoir shots, but I wanted to be outside.
Okay.
And
Well,
that
say less. Say
is
when.
lovely. I love it. I have a girlfriend that lives in um, Chelan, Washington. Where you're in
Uh-huh, yeah.
Oregon?
No, I'm in Washington.
Oh, you
I'm
are in Washington.
currently out on the Olympic Peninsula, but I say I kind of like orbit Seattle.
Okay. God is so beautiful up there. It is so beautiful.
Truly.
Okay.
Chelan's really magical
I
as
know.
well. Just that Washington itself is so dynamic. There's like five very distinct ecosystems throughout just Washington. There's desert on one side of it, there's rainforest on the other. Like it's an incredibly diverse landscape that has,
Mhm.
you know, waterfalls and mountaintops and mossy ho rainforest. Like it's really magical.
Beautiful. So, how did you get into this?
Oh, I mean, how does anyone go into something like
I
that?
mean, it's not like you were like, I'm going to shoot, I'm going to be a boudoir photographer. I mean, don't you could just
No,
kind of,
certainly not.
it's an unfolding process. So, talk to me about that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I'm from the South. I'm a military kid, but I lived in Florida, Georgia, and Tennessee.
Okay.
Um, and I was very conservative Christian. And about 10 years ago, I really started to reclaim my own life. And I have made my way back to spirituality, but after a pretty intense detour out of organized religion, I was very involved. I was a youth pastor. I was married to the worship pastor. Like I was
Oh, shit.
um, fully in it. And
Okay.
then about 10 years ago, so when I was 24, um, just needed to release all of that, kind of come into my own power. That involved getting a divorce, moving to Italy, then moving back, and then moving to the Pacific Northwest, starting to date a musician who had a van, convincing him to convert the van so we could like live in it full time. Him saying, you need a thing too. And noticing how much I loved taking photos and buying me my first camera, me starting to get better at photography. I had been waiting tables before that, so the first thing I was really taking photos of was like cocktails and food and beverage things, like content for Instagram. But at this time, I'm living in a van and I'm spending an enormous amount of time naked outdoors with in my van life thing, and it was just so soothing and so remarkable the way that I was feeling transformed by the space. I was feeling just like unraveled and like I could I was safe inside of my own body again, and I just wanted to give that as like an invitation to other people. And so it kind of just like snowballed, and there were some people that were interested in I say snowballed because there were I ended up doing a lot of photos of people in snow. Like that was like a season where I was doing a ton of snowy shoots.
Oh,
Um, but it was like combination of like a bunch of the right things, the doors opening at the right time, my skills, my interests, my own personal journey of like reclamation inside of my own body, and wanting to offer that to other women. And then from there, like wanting to pivot a little bit to where I was doing a little bit less like emotional space holding and more just like facilitating a really fun time. So then that's like how doing more couples came on the radar. But yeah, a wild, winding journey.
I love it so much, and I have so many questions. Okay. So, what did you have like a catalyst that like propelled you to be like, I don't think this Christianity thing is for me anymore?
That also wasn't like there was an inciting incident, but that was a breaking point of like much like compounded shit. Um, constantly, I guess the primary thing was this feeling that I was supposed to be submissive to my husband and I needed to follow his leadership, even though when we got married, I was 21, he was 26. He had never lived on his own. He had lots of debt. He had like a really terrible track record of money where I had really done quite well for myself for like a 20-year-old. And um and when we got married, I just like took on his debt, took on his things. He like was like we need newer cars and we need a bigger house and we need these things. And I just kind of was like, okay, cool. Well, I'll just work more jobs and I'll like pick up more shifts because I'm working restaurants, So I just started picking up more shifts. And then he lost his job. And at that point, I was already, I think, with the Christianity aspect, I had been working for the church as well, and starting to work for the church put me kind of like behind the curtain and just really understood how much it is a business. It's not really about God. Like once you're in the behind the scenes, it's like, how are we making money? How are we using the money? I mean, of course, they're like wanting, God is a part of the conversation, but we're just like hundreds of thousands of dollars going missing. Like, there was a lot of instruction for me at, like as the youth pastor. I felt like I was doing a really good job. There was a lot of growth. There was a lot more involvement, a lot of engagement. And I was told that I needed to be like kissing ass for the guy who donated the most money. They're like, I know you're doing a really incredible job and like the kids are loving it. And there's like, I took the youth group from like 3 kids to like 9 to 12 on a regular basis, and then like close to 30 if I had a big event, like in 6 months, like just really like brought in so much engagement. And they're like, you're doing an amazing job, but like you really need to like rub shoulders and like whatever with the guy who donates a lot of money. And I was like, if he wants to see what I'm doing, then why doesn't he just come to one of my classes, come to the thing? Like, why do I have to like go like kiss ass with this dude who has a ton of money? Like, so I'm just all these things are kind of like just crunching me, and just everything's feeling wrong. There's like a couple of options for us to move or whatever. Sorry, this is really tangential, but I'm getting like excited and then let down over and over again, like just trying so hard to understand God's will for my life and for our lives. And my husband stops working for the church. He decides that he's going to focus on his solo music, and I just start picking up more shifts, and I'm working like 85 hours a week. I'm working 4 different jobs. I'm like literally have 2 half days off a week, and I'm just like in constant like wah! And then one day I come home and he's like sleeping, and I'm like, what the like, this was like the inciting incident. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why are you asleep? And he was like, I thought we were on the same page. And I was like, no, like fucking no. You need to figure out how to pay for your life. You need to. And I feel like there was something that really like tangled in my like submission to my husband and my relationship with God. Like all of this like was it. I realize your question was about religion, but it's so entrenched and entangled because both of them represented this like, I will just do whatever you need from me and be whatever is needed, and like never asking myself what I wanted or what I needed. And I was like, you need to figure out how to pay for yourself. Like, I'm not paying for any of your bills anymore. And he was like, how am I going to afford it? And I was like, exactly. And I at that point, I like moved out for 3 months. And it was like during that point, I had 3 months of just reassessing everything in my life. And I was like, God, I know you're real, but I'm taking a break from you. I'm taking a break from my husband. I'm taking a break from all these men who have all these opinions of how I need to be and what I need to be and how I'm correct. And I was like, fucking, like, don't talk to me. I'm just going to see what feels good for me. So it was like, there was like a breaking moment, but it was like all of, like I said, all this compounded fuckery.
Yeah, I feel like I was just telling my story this morning, and for me, it was the same way. I remember going to this therapist, and I said, I will do whatever the fuck you tell me to do. She was an energy worker, and she was introducing all this new stuff to me. And I was so exhausted and burnt out that I was like, my body cannot maintain the structure that I've built anymore. So I need some relief from this. And that's so fascinating. I feel like it starts in your body. Like you have to feel intense anxiety before you get help, right? Before you start dismantling all the ensnared narratives that have worked their way into your head. Like
Mm,
your worth is based on men, how you
right.
show up for them. Oh,
I hope that it is that we begin to hear the ways our body is whispering to us rather than having to wait for it to scream. Um, but
mm,
I think that's really I feel like the body communicates more like women. Like it feels like the feminine expression of what we have going on here. And I think a lot about how I communicate with men sometimes, or how I feel like I'm like trying to, not just with men, but primarily with men, like, hey, like, can you, like, would you mind if we like did this thing? Like it's all this sort of like back cornered, like, wouldn't it be like, do you think we could, and just like, okay, cool, never mind. Okay, cool, never mind. Okay, cool, never mind.
you
And
start
then
drinking.
suddenly you're like, no, like, fuck you, like, get out of my face, like, I won't be doing it. And they're just like, what happened? And I have no clue. And it's like, I've been so many little things that I've been whispering, I've been trying to advocate. You're not like asking me. You're like needing me to like be all fierce, and then you are all fierce, and they're like, like, wow, what's up with these negative vibes? And it's like, like
I
it's
love
just
it so much. It's all a relationship with ourself, though, right? I mean,
totally.
because we have been taught to be timid with our requests, right? Like
Mhm.
we're
And also to not ask, like we're not like asking
yes,
the thing, like we're like waiting for the thing to advocate for itself, and the thing advocates for itself when it's like, okay, no more, but if you
right,
ask it along the way,
right.
and it's like given permission. And so I think that like with our bodies, like, yeah, the anxious breakdown is, that's the last straw, that's like the final resort, but there
Mhm.
were so many opportunities before that, with a little bit of slowness and a little bit of concern, where I feel like the body is trying and would
Mhm.
tell if you
Mhm.
knew how to hear it.
It is so true. Oh my God, I always say that. I'm like, the universe, you will find yourself. I mean, it is inevitable. That's evolution. It doesn't need your permission, but it
Hmm.
whispers. And if you don't hear the whisper, then it's going to like tap you on the shoulder. If you don't hear that, then it's going to, I mean, it just continues to get aggressively louder until it's like,
Hmm.
you are decaying, honey, because you will not be authentic. Like, we're going to bring you out. It just depends on what method you want to be revealed, you know?
Hmm.
I love that.
Totally.
And what you said about the embodiment is a feminine energy. I had this woman on and she was talking about coming back into our bodies, how that is the spiritual work. It's not about ascending and being in this higher consciousness all the time. It's about living in your body, experiencing your life with all the sensations, all the feelings. And that is the feminine, is embodiment.
Hmm.
I love it so
Hmm.
much.
Hmm. I mean, a lot of the like meditation practices and stuff, like it's a form of dissociation, like
Mm, mm,
straight up.
mm,
It's got a really great like branding,
mm.
marketing, but it and like that's powerful. It's incredibly powerful to, I think that the difference is it's not a dissociation that like takes you like up and away. It's like a dissociation that takes you like deep within,
Mm,
like
mhm,
into like these parts of yourself that are like more ancient and are like more connected to a deeper sense. But um while that is powerful in like soothing and keeping your frequency in a correct way, the embodied experience of like being able to interface with this world is really potent and is giving us tons of data and tons of
Mm,
information for like how to move. So I feel like it's like this combination of like spending some time every day to like clear the energetic field, but then to like from that clear space come into like a deep place of embodiment to then interface and like see how we're moved.
yes. I love how you said that. Interfacing with the world gives us so much data. That is so
Mm-hmm.
true. I feel, you know, we're meant to be connected. That's how we evolve, right? Evolution doesn't happen in isolation. You need other people to help you on this path of
Mm-hmm.
evolution. And that is so
Yes.
powerful. I in fact I said that to myself last week. I was like, I go to my tavern almost every day. It's open for at least a couple of hours. And I'm like, I'm a behavioral scientist. I am studying behavior. I'm adapting my own evolution according to what's happening around me. I'm learning how to self soothe when I'm in situations that are triggering. There's
Mm-hmm.
so much information to be gleaned when you're in around people,
Mm-hmm.
and it's
Mm-hmm.
fascinating.
Truly.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the what is it like you don't do like healing alone, like you just haven't been triggered. You're just like not
It's so true.
like you're not actually healed. Like if you can only stay regulated by yourself,
Uh,
like
right.
that doesn't count.
Right. It's so true.
Sorry.
It's so true. Yeah,
And
put
I
you in
struggle with it.
situations.
Like I'm trying to stay
Same.
in it. It's like I feel like it's like run out into the world, be like, woo, okay, back in. Hold on, what happened? Where did we lose ourselves? Get back over here. What like recon up. All right, try again. Go
Uh-huh.
out.
Uh-huh.
It's
I was
wild.
in this conversation with this man last night, and he was getting steadily aggravated. Like I could feel it all over his body. We were talking about something that was triggering him, and I felt fine.
Mhm.
I have a very healed nervous system. So I'm sitting there very regulated, having a conversation. And he kept trying to tell me that I was upset. I was like, I'm not upset. I feel fine in my body. I thought it was so interesting. He needed me to join him in his dysregulation. Like it was making him
Mm.
pissed that I wasn't participating in his dysregulation. And man, I was like, how many times have I fallen into this trap that I didn't know it was
Yeah, because if
happening?
somebody tells you you're upset for long enough, and then you're like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Right.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. What do you mean? No, I'm not. And then it's like then you are, and it's like,
Right.
wow,
Right.
I just fell for that, didn't I?
I know. It's really interesting. So how did your family take your undoing
Oh,
or
my
your
family actually
becoming?
undid themselves first.
Oh.
It was really funny. My mom, like, I don't know, probably when I was 19 or so, was like, wow, I just want to say, like, I am so sorry. I did not, I don't think this is the way. I really forced this to be the way for you, and my bad. And and I'm still in it, right? So I was like, it's okay, mom. I'll pray for you.
You're like, my mom needs Jesus.
My mom needs Jesus. They've run away. They've fallen short of the glory of God. I
Oh
gotta get them back. It was so wild. It was so wild. But the thing was is I had these like really profound spiritual experiences. Like true miracle shit, healed, wild stuff. I was in like a Pentecostal framework, so I really was out here with the miracles and the speaking in tongues and the like just wild things happening that I could not explain that were supernatural. And so I was like I stayed for that, when you're 16 years old and you lay hands on a girl with scoliosis and you pray for her back and her spine straightens under your hands, and you feel it like under your own palm. Like, I was 16. I said, Jesus is real. Like that, like that was it.
Something's
That was
real.
all that took.
Something's
Huh?
real. I said something was real.
Something's real. Something's real. And it's been really cool to be able to, I feel like it's been like a slow tiptoe back towards a more spiritual place in my life. It took a really long time to like be comfortable with some of those words and like
Mm-hmm.
the word prayer. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what is prayer? And like now I think, I mean, it took like 9 years for me to like, okay, I'm gonna actually like pray again, and like start to like pull some of this in, actually like be okay with the word God. Like I really had to like unwind a lot of things there.
Mm-hmm.
Psychedelics help.
Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I feel like everybody should be required to take mushrooms before they vote.
Wow.
Or just in general,
I
it's
would
like an act of
I would
becoming.
I would say I would put the caveat that they need to do it in a wild place.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Cuz like, yeah, I have taken mushrooms in a variety of settings, but
Mm-hmm.
if you do them when you have like backpacked into a place that's like truly like you're by yourself, it's a very different experience from like doing it like
Ooh.
with like friends and like a party setting or whatever versus like go and actually like be where the mushrooms and the trees and like like the you're able to, it makes you able to interface more uninhibited with consciousness. But if you do it in deeply human environments, you're still only interfacing with human consciousness
Yep.
versus like forest consciousness or like
That's a really good
desert
point.
consciousness.
That is a really good point. And do you know who Zach Bush is? I always mention him.
Oh
Okay.
yes.
Love that fucking man so much. I'm like,
Love him so
he's
much.
single. I'm like, universe, can we manifest that, please?
Okay, Rebekah. Let him know.
Huge crush. But the relationship he has with nature is like what we can, I mean, that we are so connected to nature. It is crazy that we have been systematically removed from it. I mean, it was intentional, I think. The concrete, the buildings, I mean, hospitals, you can't go outside, the windows don't fucking open. What are we doing? We're just like keeping the sick people sick by separating them from nature. And I will tell
Yeah.
people, go sit under a tree, it'll heal all your things, and nobody will do it because I don't know that they want to get well, or they just, their nervous system is like, nope, that's too woo woo. I'm going to look like a freak. What happens if I do get healed? And then I have to tell people a tree healed me. Like, I'm not ready for that kind of
Yeah. I don't know.
experience.
I haven't had anybody like directly say, most of what the feedback I get is like, I know, I should do that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hear many people say like, I'm not doing that. So it could just be like where we are in the world, because you're in Texas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like in Seattle, people are like, yeah, I know. Like they know the trees are the medicine.
Yeah.
They just won't take the time.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and I think that we're not really like, I mean, I nobody taught me the practices that I participate in. We were certainly cut off from the spiritual practices of our ancestors. And so like when I go, to sit under a tree, it's like it's not that I just like sit under the tree as much as I'll like dig my hands like a little bit into the soil, like dig my fingertips and like exhale and like literally imagine like exhaling my energy into it and then breathing it in like a recycled state or something, like where I'm just like, okay, let's like create like a flow here
Yes.
that will almost like mix our energy so we're like the average of the two almost.
Yes.
And like I think that that's like what grounding practices are, which I do think that we don't have to consciously participate in them. I think that they are like the natural state of things. But we've got plastic on our shoes. Like rubber actually prevents the conduit.
Yep.
And we've got concrete in between us and the dirt. Like there's like so many like barriers of it that we're not able to do it in a unconscious way.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I feel like if you do make it there, you have to like really like kind of like help it by like consciously participating in it. The same way it's like you don't have to think about breathing, but if you think about breathing and like do it on purpose, you're benefiting from it more richly.
Yes. Oh, I love it. You're so wise. You're like what, 34?
Yes.
So wise for a 34-year-old. Had I had that information when I was 34? I mean, everything happens in its own time. It's fine.
It's in its perfect timing. I think that it's that our consciousness is evolving together, and like it's less about my age as much as it's like about like the collective, like where we're all at and how we're like propelling this whole thing forward. And I don't get like super bent out of shape over people who aren't really there yet, or maybe my grandma in Alabama who probably I feel like she's pretty much let me know like I'm done evolving. That's it for me. I've learned all I'm gonna learn, and I'm riding it out.
And I'm good.
Yep, just that's the end.
Uh-huh.
I got my guns.
Uh-huh.
I've had my back hurts. I can't handle anymore anymore. So but I think that in general, like a lot of people seem to be just like caring about these things, like consciously like pulling this in. I don't know. It seems like the amount that we're talking, and it could just be my algorithm, right? It could just be that I'm more into it, so then I am pulling more of that consciousness into my field. But I'm like, people are talking about body work, people are talking about fascia, people are talking, even like the workout community. It's not just about like how do we lift? They're wanting to do barefoot shoes now. Like we're doing it. Like it's happening.
Yep.
It's little by little.
Yep. I think so too. And our kids, I'm very hopeful for our children because my son is an athlete and he's, paying attention to athletes that practice mindfulness. And like, I love that so much. It's like, if we could invade that, like break the loops of fear in our men in society. I mean, all of us, I do think reformation is coming through feminine energy, but whatever. But men are like holding on real hard to that story, that I'm strong and powerful. I don't need that bullshit. That's nonsense. I got this. They're very dedicated to maintaining the narrative of control, and eventually it'll start loosening its tentacles. I think we're going to see it in our
or
lifetime.
they'll just break, like how like we were talking about my nervous break, your nervous break. Like like these men's are not doing okay. Like that's like the primary suicide group. Like the loneliness that they feel, like it can only get so bad before you're like, I can't, I won't keep doing this. I won't keep doing this. And I think it would benefit everybody if they could just do it a little bit faster. But it's also like an unending process as well. Like it's not like we're just gonna undo everything and like in a millisecond.
You don't think Jesus is coming back? You don't think we're going to have a rapture?
No, I'm out on the rapture. I'm out on the rapture. Although it was funny the other day, I was hanging out with a friend and I was like joking. I was like, I'm fading. Quick, come help. And then I don't know because I just was feeling goofy. And he's got like a lofted area of his day. So I laid out all my clothes like I had been got by the rapture. This was like 3 days ago, so it's just really funny that you're mentioning the rapture because I like literally just played it out, and I like went up to on the loft to like watch. I was like, I'm fading, and then I like whatever. So
Oh
I
man,
haven't
that's
had some
funny.
good rapture thoughts in a while.
I
No,
do
I mean
think
I
that.
do think that I do get the sense that like we are heading towards a quantum leap. It does feel like it's not that I don't know how it looks, and I don't know enough about science or spirituality. I to really like speak on it in an intelligent way, but I just have like questions about it, like just little things I've heard. But it seems I'm curious if there is like a quantum leap for us, and if that is the case, it's I feel like it will be almost just like a thing of like acceleration. And so orientation will be really important. Um, if that is the case,
Wait, talk to me about
quantum leaping just quantum leaping would be just propelling us like poof, like we suddenly go really really far. So when we think about that and we think about like a point and the direction, the geometry of it. So like if we're heading this direction and we are like we need to pivot and we pivot like this much while right and like for those who are just listening to it, I'm just like moving my hands like 1 inch from each other. Right now, that doesn't seem like very much, but over time, this gap will get wider and wider and wider, and then you end up, way down the line in entirely different places. And so when I think about like a quantum leap, it doesn't really take much like reorienting to like if we're gonna like propel suddenly, it will actually take us like way in a different direction in a very short amount of time. So that orientation and like where we want that leap to take us is going to be very important. Not that we're like arrived somewhere, but almost like where we know it's like taking us the right direction.
yeah, I agree with that. I feel like I feel like evolution is happening whether you participate in it or not, right? And I think it's going to be a shift from like a third dimensional existence to a five-dimensional existence. So we're just taking the fear and judgment and shame out of our existence and replacing it with
Mm,
high vibrational love, abundance, joy,
mm,
peace,
mm.
authenticity. And
I think it's authenticity is the word for me.
yes,
Like, because I don't know, like we were saying with the love, joy, peace, yes, but like anger is a correct emotion
yes,
sometimes,
absolutely, for sure.
and
I agree. I don't think it has anything
the
to do
I
with.
think the shame and like that one, I don't know about that. That feels like pretty low vibration.
I don't think shame is an emotion. It's a response to an emotion. It's a response to fear.
Ooh, I hmm. That's juicy. I need to sit with that a little bit. Shame isn't an emotion, it's a response to an emotion. Yeah, because it's like if you do something bad or like incorrect, which we all do, we all fumble, we all make mistakes. But then rather than that being an opportunity for realignment and connection, it
Mm-hmm.
becomes a threat of disconnection and like you're not actually allowed to be in this relationship anymore or in this yeah you'll lose your access to love essentially.
Yes. Yes.
And then you're like oh my goodness, it's almost like a hiding. It's like wanting to
Mhm,
hide
mhm,
from it, like rather than like guilt for it's like I want to hide the part of me that isn't worthy of connection anymore,
mhm,
rather than like letting it come out and realigning so that that connection can be in a healthy state.
mhm. Yeah, in Kabbalah, they teach about wholeness. Like we're meant to always be in a state of wholeness. And we get fragmented when judgment and shame enter the picture. It's not about your emotions being bad, but there is like
Mm-hmm.
a frequency, like, a frequency chart of the emotions that are in
Mm-hmm.
the highest frequency. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like I don't know, because if you're staying in a place of authenticity, then it doesn't really matter what emotions you're experiencing, right?
Right. That's what I've heard is that like even higher than love is authenticity.
Right.
And authenticity is just being exactly what you are.
Yeah, and accepting. You're not fragmented. You're accepting all the bits of you, knowing that they are necessary to the whole. So nothing is good
Mm-hmm.
or bad. You're not othering any part of yourself. You're just integrating all of it.
Mm.
And then you're a vessel that doesn't leak energy, it holds.
Mm-hmm. I'm still learning how to do that, girl. I feel like I got a leaky faucet sometimes. I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Just fucking slobbering all over the place like a snail trail. Just get it together. I'm out
Oh
here fucking begging for things. Yeah,
my God.
it's wild. Embodiment is wild. The other day, I was talking with my friend, and she was like, "Can I just reflect back to you? You sound really far from yourself right now." She's like, "I'm not really sure like
Ooh.
what is going on, but like I'm just in the words that you're saying, you just feel really far from yourself." And I was like, "I do feel really far from myself." And she's like, "That's such a scary place to be. That's like, you must be feeling really insecure and really like scared because you're not like with yourself." And
Ooh.
I was like,
What a
"Yes,
lovely
I do.
friend.
I do." Oh my goodness, she is goddess medicine. Every time I get to talk with her, it's such a privilege.
I love that.
Um, but I I like realized there was like this cascading day of like I was really tired. I wanted to go to bed, but I had harvested a reishi mushroom that day, and I was like, well, I can't let this go bad. And I didn't actually know the process of handling it, and it was like, oh, you need to like let it dry out in the oven for like 2 hours, and you need to handle it while it's fresh. It probably would have been fine had I just like put it in the fridge and done it the next day. But instead, I was like, oh my goodness, well, I harvested this beautiful mushroom and now I need to handle it right now and I have to stay up super late. And it like kept me much, uh, like it was a much bigger process than I thought it was going to be. It actually took like 6 times the amount of time and it still wasn't all the way dry. And I was like, ah. And then because of that, I didn't get good sleep that night when I wanted to go to bed at like 7. I stayed up till midnight. And then it just kept cascading more and more days like in a row of like, well, because of that, then I was off here and then I was off here. And she was like, wow, it sounds like you prioritize something outside of you rather than your need
Mhm.
for sleep. Your
Mhm.
body was literally telling you you really need sleep. And like respectfully, you like prioritize the mushroom
Right.
over that.
Right.
And I'm starting to not think of like in terms of like abandoning myself as much as it is like deprioritizing myself.
Yes.
And so like I didn't like abandon myself, but I was like, well, you're not as important as handling this mushroom or then handling this other
Mm.
thing or then handling this other thing. And by the end of it, it was like the little child inside of me was like, well, you clearly don't care about how I feel at all. So
Right.
she's fucking out.
Right.
And then I'm over here like, ah, what's going on? And I had this moment yesterday where I like really sat. I had done some meditating and then I like was getting some water and I just called to myself and was like, where did you go? Like, and I like thought back to like the last time I could distinctly remember like being in cahoots with all of myself.
Oh,
And I felt, and it literally felt like this little version of me like came and ran into the kitchen and like ran into my arms. And I was
oh,
like, oh, there you are. Wow. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to lose you. Like, I am so sorry that I took care of this mushroom situation and we didn't get sleep. And I'm so sorry. Like, I love you so much. I did not mean to lose you. My life is not complete without you with me. I've been missing the
Oh,
sparkle. You are the best energy. Like, you are the thing. And like, it's just like ding, 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 ding. And like, been feeling so much better since then.
oh my God. What a beautiful story. Thank you for sharing that. God.
Oh, got you teared up.
That was so beautiful. I'm like crying over here. I think about my little girl self a lot, and she just wants to be seen. That's it. Just don't ignore me. I'm.
And prioritize.
Mhm.
Not just seeing. I feel like we've been doing the seeing. I feel like it's prioritizing.
Yes, yes. You are my number
Because
one. Yes,
that part of us is our essence.
yes.
Like that little, it's like, it's the, I say it's the inner child, but it's like the first, it's this essence of me. Like when I'm in cahoots with that part of myself, I
Mm,
feel the most alive. I
mm,
feel the most radiant. I
mm,
feel my like the play, the wonder, the mystery, the everything that I am is just like and it's like it's my essence.
mm.
It's not just my inner child, it's my inner essence.
Yes.
And like I have to prioritize caring for that.
Mm,
And like and I can't be like, "Oh, I understand you need this thing, but like that's going to make that person uncomfortable or that's going to be, and it's like you can only do that so many times before your essence, inner child, whatever is kind of like, "Okay, cool. Well, I'm clearly not wanted here, so I'll see myself out."
mm. Right. And it's like who you were before the world got a hold of you, That's
Mhm.
why it's your
Mhm.
essence before it told you who to be.
Right.
Ah, that's good.
When you came assured of your what you were,
Yeah.
what you are,
Yes.
what you came to do.
Yes. And then we unlearn that over the course of our
Mhm.
life. And now we're relearning.
Mhm.
It's a great remembrance, isn't it? I always say that. We're just walking each other home. Like we just got
Totally.
lost. Oh
We
my
say
God.
a little lot, and it's like I feel like you know so much of just like being an embodied human does seem like this like funny little like wouldn't it be a fun game if I forgot everything I was and then go to this place and have to spend the whole time trying to remember what the fuck I am just to leave and we'll do it all again. It's like what
It's
a
so true.
funny little game
It
we're
is.
playing.
Oh my God. You are so delightful. What a great conversation, Ren. Oh my God. I enjoyed this so
Thank you so much.
much. Okay, well,
Wow.
tell us how to
We
find
laughed,
you.
we cried, we were moved. We
I'm like a better human because of this conversation. So, oh, yeah, man, I needed that. Thank you. I don't know if y'all got that, but this was for me. Now,
it's just for us.
it's just for
It's a
us.
private conversation. We're just live streaming it. So like
Whatever. Okay, tell us where to find you on all the things.
oh my goodness, yes. I am at renmorrow.com and at underscore Wren Morrow on Instagram.
Okay.
And then I'm not really on TikTok. I should be. I think there is actually a TikTok, but I think I've posted twice on it, and I mostly just go there to watch my best friend who does beautiful things. But my name is spelled with a W,
Yep.
Wren WREN, and then Morrow is like tomorrow, MORROW. So
Okay.
yeah, you can find me there. I'm inconsistent on. Well, I've been more consistent on the Instagram, but it's like I can't be put in a box. I can't be told what I should or should not post about. It's inconsistent in the whatever, but I think that is more representative of who the fuck I am.
Yes,
So get
I
into it
love
or
it.
get out. I
I love
can't be
it.
bothered.
Love it. Oh my God, you're delightful. Thank you so much for doing this with me. I loved
Wow.
it. I'm going to
Thank you
stalk
for
you
having
for
me.
life now. And if I'm in the Northwest, maybe I'll do a boudoir shot.
Girl, I travel. I'm
Oh,
leaving on Sunday to go to Australia to do a photo
oh,
shoot.
how fun. Oh my God, I
Yeah,
love that for you.
it's a I'm doing. It's going to be really fabulous. It's um, this woman's 50th birthday, and she like rented out this like campground and is having like 20-ish women come out. We're going to be camping and doing tantra and yoga and static dance, and then yeah, we're going to do like a big group photo together, which I'm really excited for. I have some like inklings, but I got to get in the land. It'll be my first time going to Australia, and I've wanted to go since I was literally 9 years old, so I'm like the little girl, I'm telling you, she's stoked. She's like, "What do you mean? Let's go!"
I love it so much.
So yeah,
Okay, that is
very excited. So
delightful.
yeah, I do travel. So let me know
Okay,
because I have done some stuff in the desert, but not enough.
okay. I love that. Well, you're the best. Thank you so much for being here with me.
Thank you for having me. It was such a treat.
Okay, it was. Don't go anywhere. Hang on.
Okay, bye.